Welcome everyone. I am here with Angela DiMarco today, and I am excited to highlight her and her book, and so I'm going to let her kick it off.
Hi, thanks, Jeremy. Hey, everybody. I just wanted to share with you that I wrote a book. I wrote a book. It's called I Am the Captain. Um, the reason why I'm so proud of this book is because it's essentially, I'll tell you about it. Okay, just we're going to talk about the book first, and then why it's so special. But it's 16 short stories of like different things that I've overcome in my life. And they're basic concepts that a lot of us have handled: divorce, trauma, PTSD, alignment, awarenesses, when the Twin Towers fell and what I dealt with after that, music, like all kinds of things, and my therapeutic things. And writing these stories really helped me work through them, to see what I can glean from them. And they helped me become a better person. Like my writing is my therapy. Um, and the reason why I love this book so much is because the experiences are general. The experiences are general, but I have lived such a dichotomous life. Like I have had so many like flip sides of things that people wouldn't necessarily do. I have been a non-custodial parent. I've been a custodial parent. I've been through two divorces, one that went well, one that didn't go so well. I was an alcoholic and then I got sober. I have lived so many flip sides. I've been very broke, living penny to penny, and I've had tons of money where I'm drinking champagne on rooftops with like caviar and champagne and stuff. So I've had so many different experiences, and it gives me a perspective of empathy and compassion. So when I go through it, I'm not bashing the people in my life that like made those experiences happen. I see them for what they are. I take accountability, and I gain my self-worth, and I did all of these wonderful things. And my hope is that by sharing these stories as authentically and openly, and for the good, the bad, the ugly, I share them all of how I went through it, my mistakes that I made. My hope is that people will see themselves in these situations or peripherally in these situations and maybe get a different perspective so that they can learn to live through their sides of the stories as well. Maybe they can turn their things around. Like I lost a baby. Joshua Day is officially December 3rd. That's the day I lost my baby, but so many things have happened since I lost him. He was my little spiritual angel, and he guided me on this spiritual journey to figure out what my purpose was. And I left the six-figure job. I left the marriage that wasn't working. I did all of the things because I transmuted that experience of the most painful thing that can happen in a mother's life is to lose a child. And I transmuted it into something beautiful where he is now celebrated, and we talk about him all the time. And all of my experiences, I do that. And by me saying this is how I did it, hopefully people who are going through different traumas and different painful experiences can transmute their own things too and see what was gleaned from it. Because everything happens for us, not to us, but for us, right? So the harder that we go through, the harder the things, that means we're able to handle it. The hard stuff, because we can handle it. We're strong. But now, instead of wallowing in that, take those experiences and transform your life. And so instead of telling you how to do it, I just try to just show you, I just try to show you what I did and all of these like really heavy experiences. Dana has a story in there. My partner, Dana Sardano, she did all the artwork for it. It's absolutely stunning. There's 16 paintings that she did of me in these different formats. I am worthy, I am safe, I am all these things. And in the last story, she does the epilogue. She talks about surviving cancer when she went into the hospital, and there's this beautiful story. Like she's like 25 and getting her thyroid taken out, and she's like showing her butt to the nurses, and like her whole experience with that is so unique, and how she touched someone's life. So that's really that's the purpose of our book. I can't even tell you how much of a treasure this is and how amazing this has been for me to create. I just can't wait to share it with everybody. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And this is I'm a designer. This is my crowning achievement, the way this book is designed. I look at it like it's a child of mine. I'm like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's so good. It's so good. So
I love it. How should I think about it, or how should anybody think about it in terms of who should identify and say I'm that type of person that should read this book? Is it a certain type of person, and how would you say that? Is it like based on the story alignments, like if they align with one of the 16 stories, how would you say somebody who's watching our video right now of us should be like, yeah, I'm meant for reading that book?
I think anybody who can identify experiences in their lives that they haven't quite gotten over yet, a loss of somebody, or if they're still hung up on COVID, or they're at a shitty job, or they're just unhappy, or they're in a bad relationship, but they don't know how to get out of it. Anybody who can recognize that there's stuff that's unresolved, those people should read this book, because they'll find my courage in my stories and my overcomings. And not to sound like pompous, but it's true. Like I have changed my life. I've lived like 16 existences in my life. I'm a completely different person than I was in 92, like when I graduated high school, in college, my 20s. Like I'm just totally different. So anybody who seriously, like you can look and like, if you think about a loved one that passed and you got like a gut, like you just can't go on with them, and it was 20 years ago, that they don't want you to feel that way. So let's do this. Let's take off that Band-Aid, open that wound, get in there and really look at it so you can transmute it too. And just allow that density to leave you, and become and be the best version of yourself, because that's really what this is about.
I love it. I love it. Is there anything else about this book or about you that you would want people to know right now?
I mean, I'm an open book, literally. What I want people to know is that, like, it is my mission, it is my purpose to assist people by being the way, by showing the way, by being the way, and that I'm here and I'm accessible. And if anybody's like has anything that they want to talk about, sometimes you don't need a therapist. Sometimes you don't need you just need someone to talk to, or you just need to share the experiences and help work through them. The work that Dana does beyond this, just like getting to know both of us, like we are here and accessible. So this is an open door, this book, because we want to help everybody be the best versions of themselves.
I love it. I love it. Awesome. Thank you for sharing about you and Dana and your book today, Angela.
Thank you for having me.